because of one of the reason is plagiarism also, right? So we'll see what is plagiarism, how it is affecting our academic community, how to identify or remove, and what are the alternative ways to replace plagiarism, and what is how effectively we can cite the document, rereading, paraphrasing. So these are something which are related to exclusively plagiarism. We will see in this session. So after this one, I would like to focus on the most important one is Turnitin. So we are all using Turnitin, but actually we don't know the actual insights which are suggested by the Turnitin. So now here I'm going to give some cases where how to use Turnitin, how Turnitin will actually helping in overcoming these plagiarism issues. And there is also a problem with Turnitin that also I'm going to present. And next I would like to focus on the tools, exclusively AI related tools, how to remove AI in plagiarism. And finally, I would like to give some publisher policies and their assessment in the using AI. So how well we can use AI in the research paper drafting. So these are the some, four major topics I would like to focus here in this 1 hour webinar. So now coming to the actual definition of plagiarism. So we know plagiarism is something which is identified by Turnitin. Even we have given some proper citation in the document, still we will face the problem of that highlighting with color. Right. So now here we will see what is actually this plagiarism. Right. Plagiarism is the act of presenting someone else's work, ideas, or expressions as your own work without proper acknowledgement. So this is what we need to understand. See, someone already did something and we are using that something what they already done. Now we need to give credit to them. Even though we are giving credit, still we are getting the problem of plagiarism, right? So we have seen, we can see in different ways what is it is actually meaning is. In a simple way, as of my experience, I can say plagiarism is something in your research paper which is not your own. So you are writing something, a research paper. Whatever you write, mostly which is something not exclusively related to your own will be considered as a plagiarism. So forget about whether we are copying it, we are taking from some other source, whatever it may be, which is not yours. That is actually the meaning of plagiarism. So now we need to handle that situations in an effective way so that we can get out of these plagiarism issues and our paper get published in the reputed journals. Now what are the sources or areas where we can get this plagiarism issue is mostly in the introduction section and even in literature section. These are the potential areas where they likely to have a plagiarism. And coming to methodology section and results analysis, there if you have any plagiarism issue, so the immediate action we can say it is a paper is going to be retracted. So there is a direct connection with plagiarism and retractions. So the way you are using the plagiarism and how you are handling this is going to affect your paper to be considered or to be removed. So while drafting any methodology or results analysis section, so please be careful and don't consider any existing work. If you are about to consider means give a proper citation or attribution. So why people will plagiarize? So these are some reasons where I could see. So one is information is very easily accessible. That is actually the one of the major reasons. See, even we taken something from one paper, we are given citation to that paper, but still it is going to give us a plagiarize because the same content is duplicated or replicated in different places, and we are considering only one place to cite, or one thing we are giving as a citation, but others we are missing. So easy access to information and the pressure we have a pressure to submit it as early as possible for any journal. And one more major problem is lack of knowledge or awareness. So what is plagiarism, how to handle and how to overcome? These are the things we don't know how to handle and how to overcome the issue also. But what we will do, simply we will go for some paraphrasing and we will give some citations, we will replace with some words, and we will say that our document is error free from plagiarism. So these are some reasons why people will plagiarize. So why plagiarism is a bad thing is it is because it is affecting our academic ethics and academic integrity. It is a form of theft, technically intelligent theft, we can say. It's a kind of intelligent theft uh, because it is cheating something what actually done in effective way, and we are taking that work as our own work. So this is something where students will do generally. So that is one, and incompetency will be there. So these are some reasons why it is a bad thing, or you can say why plagiarism is said to be bad. Now coming to the levels of plagiarism and its effect in the real-time academic community. So this is something where I am trying to convey the correlation or relation between small corrections to retractions. So left side we can see some unintentional plagiarism reasons where the editor or publisher will convince our explanation, will given a chance for some corrections. And right side you can see this a willful or deliberate plagiarism where even if you give any kind of explanation, automatically your paper is going to be retracted. So this is something where we do generally. So mostly as of our basic knowledge, we will work on paraphrasing, rewriting, and all. So these are all comes under uh, unintentional plagiarism only, even though that's what generally a point generally we will convince the editors. The right side one, mostly a serious offense where we cannot justify and our papers will be retracted. So as a point of view retraction, I would like to give some insights about current situation in India about retraction, which is happening because of this plagiarism. So this is the status of retractions exclusively from Indian domain. Mostly from engineering, we are getting most of the retractions, and one of the reason is lack of proper acknowledging the plagiarisms. So not only for ours, even the so-called IITs, topmost or premier institutes in India, they are also having the same issue. This is one news article. So there is a lot of retractions are happening in the research inside India. Only from India, an average every year 10,000 journal papers are going to be retracted, and out of them, nearly 60% is due to lack of plagiarism and the way of handling the plagiarism. Right. So this is also the 23 data where around 10,000 papers are retracted. Even in 2024 also we can see around 12,000 papers are retracted from the publishers within India only, from Indian authors only. And here you can see the 8,000 papers are retracted from only one publisher, that is Hindavi. And even right side also we can see how these retractions or plagiarism issues are affecting the NIRF ranking also. You can see some of the topmost institutes, because of this unethical practicing of this plagiarism and all, their ranking also even getting down. So that also we can observe here. And this is something very interesting one. There is one guy who published 520 Scopus papers in a year. I think you can see that number here. So those 520 are thoroughly indexed in the Scopus. That means what? On average, that guy has two papers per day. That is also one of the bad thing that was happened from Indian side only. And even right side also you can see only how ChatGPT they are used to write papers. and how they are indexed and how they are cited in effective way. So because of these reasons only, from 2022 onwards, all publishers are started uh, setting some limits on the usage of AI related tools, especially while going for any research paper drafting and all. So because of this ChatGPT, everyone started writing a paper and submitting. So the usage of AI has increased a lot. So 2022, from 2022 onwards, the publishers or the COPE has instructed not to use AI related tools or generative AI content exclusively in the research paper draft. So I think this is something I would like to cover with respect to retractions, and if plagiarism is not handled in a proper way, so what could be the side effects and how it will affect our personal life and even the academic life also. So why should avoid plagiarism is, there is some reasons. So to avoid plagiarism, so to maintain integrity, to encourage original thought, respecting someone's work in a respectable way, like intellectual property or copyright or something. So giving credibility to the authors who spend hours or even days to come up with one particular solution. And legal consequences, just you can observe here also, before COVID and after COVID, the legal issues also raised a lot with respect to academic research and integrity. So most of the top or well-known institutes, they are fighting against the publishers because of this retraction issues. This is something what I would like to clarify, why plagiarism is important and how it is affecting and what is the its impact on retractions also. Now we will see a brief about what are the types of plagiarism. So generally this is where we fail actually. Technically we fail. We don't know what is actually plagiarism, what is its type, we don't know nothing. Simply what we will do is we will go for some chat GPT or tool, and we will start rewriting the content and submitting again back to Turnitin and claiming that our paper is a plagiarism free. But this is not the case we need to follow. So there are something where we need to focus more. So direct copying is one thing which is considered as a most serious issue. So where our paper is also going to be retracted. And one common approach generally we used to follow is paraphrasing. But actually in the plagiarism or even in the Scopus or Turnitin, there are some rules are defined when to use paraphrasing, when to use rewriting, and when to use some other techniques. So but what generally we do is we will go for paraphrasing. And mosaic plagiarism, so taking different papers and different topics and combining them into one particular paper and giving some credit that this is our own paper, right? So that is mosaic plagiarism. And self plagiarism, so this is also one of the one. See, this is also our own paper. Why we need to cite again and again? No, it's not the case. Even if it is our own paper, also we need to give credit. Even the authors are matching, we need to give the credit to the author. These are some other types of plagiarisms. So one is direct plagiarism with citations. This is also one reason where we are facing a problem here. So we will take one sentence and we will give some citation for that sentence also. Okay, technically it is a value. So because there is a one sentence we have taken and we have given proper citation also, but still it is comes under plagiarism. Then one more is the single source plagiarism. So this is what I would like to give some demo on the single source plagiarism. So this is will face some problem here generally. Now multiple source plagiarism. So where mixed content will be taken from different sources, and we are giving citation for only one source. So ignoring the multiple other sources also. So then blended plagiarism, this, and again partial plagiarism of ideas, incidental and accidental. So these are some different types of plagiarisms which are happening in the academic research writing. Now, how to select a paper which is citable. This is also very important. So this is the reason why I can say here, the first one, direct plagiarism with citation. Even a statement we have taken, we have given proper citation, but still the Turnitin will identify that that is a plagiarism. So generally what we know about the definition and what Turnitin is highlighting both in a different way. So the reason is we are not evaluating the actual license agreement related to that paper. Right? So this is how to read a Creative Commons license. This is the criteria: CC, BY, NC, non-commercial, non-ND, not disclosable, and not shareable. This is the matrix which is going to give whether to cite a paper or not. So if your paper is having only CC/BY, that means you can do anything with that paper. So automatically the Turnitin will identify, if it is fully matching also it will identify because there was a citation and it will be removed as a plagiarism. But we generally we will not consider these kind of patterns. We won't verify actually. So directly we will open a paper, we will copy directly from that and we will give the citation. But we are not going to verify what is actually its license pattern it is having. So this is a matrix. I think this is already we have discussed previously in the Better check for whether CCBY number is only it is having or it is having any other combinations. If you are having any other combination, please don't read that paper, don't cite that paper, and don't consider that paper also. If it is having only CC 4.0 or CC BY 4.0, those papers only you can take, you can consider, you can modify, you can edit, you can give citation, everything you can do. But if you have other than this, please try to avoid those papers. Most probably those papers will be converted into retractions. Now, avoiding plagiarism is we have different ways to avoid the plagiarism. So the regular practice what we will do is paraphrasing, but paraphrasing is not advisable for every time. So there are some rules. So the order of giving avoiding plagiarism is given as follows. So you can use quotations wherever there is a chance or wherever there is a need to specify some definitions, some standard formulas, some standard words like deep learning, machine learning, AI. These are the standard words we cannot remove, we cannot paraphrase it, we cannot modify with others also. So those you can represent as a double quotes and automatically your Turnitin will skip that content and will be taken as a plagiarism free. And now second one is paraphrasing. Paraphrasing is what where you want to continue the same meaning and you want to change the only words. In that situation only we can consider for paraphrasing, not for all the cases. So paraphrasing is only applicable for literature survey. Paraphrasing is not applicable for your introduction, your methodology or in your results analysis. So you can adopt paraphrasing only in the literature survey where you have to maintain the same meaning semantically without changing its meaning and context, but you can have the flexibility to modify the words. So you can have a choice of selecting some of synonym words or some other words where without changing meaning if you are able to do, then you can go for paraphrase. Then third one is proper citations. This is somewhere where generally we used to fail actually. So better to give a proper citations for every sentence or statement which you have taken from other locations or other sources. If it is done by you only, no need to give any citations. But if you are taking something from other location, you need to give a proper citation. Sorry. Now coming to the actual problem is everyone using ChatGPT, Quillbot or some AI related tool. Now how to cite these content and how to give a credit for this one. So technically each and every publisher suggested that for rewriting, for paraphrasing, you can use AI related tools. No need to cite also. It's legally valid, no problem at all. But don't give this one as a author or co-author or something else as a reference. Please don't do that. So you can use AI related tools. You can rewrite, you can paraphrase, and you can do some change in the sentences. Right? So those cases you can use AI related tools, and don't use AI related tools especially in the methodology section and in the results section. This is where you need to avoid using the AI tools also. So you can use AI tools in the introduction, you can use AI tools in the literature, but that is only to what you can say, like rewriting purpose, or for improving your language vocabulary and verbal effectiveness, etc., etc. But you are not supposed to use under methodology or result section, where you are not supposed to derive any new uh, what you can say, new derivations or new conclusions, right? So these are the things that you need to consider while using any AI related tool. This is the order, just I am repeating once again. So properly cite the source, very clearly read a paper from where you have taken, please cite that in an effective way. Now second one is include quotations. This is the next alternative, where some of the standard words, definitions, or some phrases where we cannot change, where we cannot modify. So like suppose Newton third law, we cannot modify that Newton third law. We can take as it is, but we can use it in a double quotes. Now paraphrasing, the most suitable method for rephrasing or rewriting the content. But there is a limitation in the usage of paraphrasing also. Then mostly try to use your own idea. So derive your own idea, and based on that you can draft the paper, and use some plagiarism checking like Turnitin. Those tools will help you in identifying the actual locations where the plagiarism is happening, and how to consider, how to avoid, and how to modify, etc. You can get everything related and avoiding the plagiarism. So this is some strategy for removing the plagiarism. So this is identifying the source, acknowledge the plagiarism, rewriting the content, and revise the submission. So these are all very common things we used to do regularly. Now this is the flowchart workflow of plagiarism, which will guide you when you can say like using the paraphrasing, when you can use quotations, or when you can set to be a plagiarized, especially under AI related environment. Right, so this flow diagram will guide you what is the actual meaning of AI usage, and when it is said to be a plagiarized, when it is said to be a paraphrased, and when to use quotations and all. So now you can see the complete flow. Are you using AI? The first one, if it is yes, can you verify the output or source is accurate? So whenever any AI generates something, don't copy directly into your paper, because there is a possibility that that AI content can be biased. Sometimes that AI content can give you some wrong information also. So immediately you need to verify the source, whether that source is genuine or not. Now the case is what? The source is also correct. Now use AI with some supervision. Just give some prompting commands to AI, because the source is verified, it is genuine. Now give that some prompt command to that AI tool to improvise, modified, and remove some unintentional plagiarism, such kind of prompting, and add if you have any your own idea to that content. Right, so source is correct and your idea is also included, then you will be said to be that you are not in a plagiarism state. So no need to give any citations, you can go ahead. Now your idea is not included, but you are using something which was taken from one source, and you are not doing anything in that source. then you can go for adopting paraphrasing. So simply you can rewrite the sentences, and no need to, without changing its meaning, you can select some appropriate words, you can rewrite and give some citations. Now coming to the right side case, if the source is correct and you are also using some new words to that source and you are changing the orientation of the source, then you can go for like this. So are you using new words? No. Then are you using any quotation marks? So you are not using any new words, you are not using any quotations, then you will be in a plagiarism state. I hope you are understanding, right? So we have taken some text from one paper, a paragraph from one paper. In that paper, we are not like adding any new words. We are taking as it is directly from the paper, and we are not identified any quotation marks to that paragraph. So technically what you are doing, someone work you are giving or you are using directly into your paper. So that will automatically goes you a state called plagiarism. But you are taken the content from some source, and you are not adding any new words, and you are giving some proper quotations for that word, then you are not in a plagiarism state. So all these cases you can see simple, taking text from one source. Are you giving your own idea to that text? Then you will be going to either plagiarism or paraphrasing. You are not giving any new words, you are not giving any new idea, you are just copying the same text from one source to into your paper without giving any citations or quotations, then also will be in a plagiarism. Or you are giving some quotations and restricting the plagiarism issue, then you are not in a plagiarism state. So these are the cases where when you can say you are in a plagiarism state, or when you are in a paraphrasing state, or when you are supposed to use quotations and when you are supposed to use no quotations. But at the end you have to add citations and you have to update in the bibliometry. So this is the way the flowchart will start with AI usage, generated the AI content, verified the source, and no modifications made to the generated content, and then will be a plagiarism. You are modifying the content with your new idea, then no plagiarism, and you are not included your new idea, then only paraphrasing is applicable. Like we have different cases. So this flowchart we will guide you when to use paraphrasing, when to use quotations, and when you are not in a plagiarism or with plagiarism. But this is only applicable for when you are using a content generated from AI. I think I made some clear, ma'am. Is it okay? Understood?
Yes, sir.
But it takes time to understand this one. I'll give PPT with ma'am, so you can just revise it. You can get some idea. You can more comfortable in understanding, ma'am. Good. Now the question is what and when to use this paraphrasing and quotations and all. I have given some summary. So when to use paraphrasing means when you want to retain core idea of a source but present in your own words, or you want to simplify a complex sentence or complex language into a smaller sentence or easy to understanding language, then you can use paraphrasing. When you want to use multiple sources into one sentence, then also you can use paraphrasing, right? So then how you can do paraphrasing means just read the original text, understand it fully, and then start adding the new words what you want to include and giving some citations, and most probably consider the change of active voice to passive voice, and always maintain the original reference, right? So this is, even if we use paraphrasing, still there is a problem with because it will still will show that it is a plagiarism. This is because the problem with Turnitin, this is not the problem with ours. So there is a problem with Turnitin. So the Turnitin will, even if we do some proper citations also, It's because of two reasons, and one of the reason is there is a problem with Turnitin software. And second one is quotations. So when to use quotation means some standard definitions are there, some standard keywords are there where we cannot have any alternative. So those cases you can use quotations and automatically that content will be removed from the plagiarism. So which quotations you have to use means you have to use only double quotes. So just represent that content where some standard or some keywords are there, those will be included in double quotes. So you will see that the plagiarism is avoided. So what's the problem is over usage of quotes also not applicable. That makes you in a different way. The reader or the publisher will have some different opinion on the quality of the paper. So don't use too much of quotes also. Now rewriting is something where just you want to rephrase the entire content. So generally when you are going to rewrite, don't rewrite for any single sentence. Consider rewriting the entire paragraph. So single sentence means you can go for paraphrasing, but you have to consider for reframing the entire paragraph. Then the option is rewrite the entire paragraph with different combination of words and sentences. So this is something where you can use rewriting, and summarizing also is possible. So when entire paragraph is giving some kind of plagiarism, entire paragraph is in plagiarism state, just go for applying summarization. If it is 5 lines of paragraph, just try to reduce to 1 line or 2 lines. So automatically the summarization process will remove major plagiarism issues in the context. And some of them original values will be there, like pi value, there are some mathematical related values or unique values. So those are also no need to give any citations. So you can directly you can specify, even if Turnitin identified that as a plagiarism also, no need to worry, that you can remove at the end. This is something that one common universally acceptable sentences. So for them, no need of any citations, you can use it directly. Right. So this is what something where and when you can use different cases to avoid plagiarism. So this is what my first part is going to complete. Now plagiarism detection and removal techniques. Uh, so generally I would like to give a demo with Turnitin. Right. So this is one, I think this is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So I have uploaded one document, a one-page document, and in that what I have used is around 8 citations I have used, and I have given 8 citations in the bibliography. So I made the document and uploaded, and see, you can see some similarity I have got. So there is 41% similarity, and indicating different colors with different. So there intentionally I have kept one paragraph directly. Even if I have given some citations, still that sentence is identified as a plagiarism. So here also this is one, this one. Now here also, here also. So end of each and every sentence I have given some citation, but my Turnitin what it is did is it is showing that these are all plagiarized sentences, right? And I have given some numbers also, the sources where they have taken. Right. So this is what actually we are facing a common problem. Generally, what we will do next means we will take this paragraph or sentence, we will go for paraphrasing, and again we will recheck the plagiarism, and again some of the words or some sentences again it will appear as a plagiarism. So even if we do some modifications, even if we write manually also, still there exists some problem. So why it is a problem is there is a mismatch in the references. So this is the content we have taken from one particular source, we have rewritten, and we have given citations also, but that citations are given by that person. So we have taken that person work as our work and we have given the citations, right? Now coming, see here. So this is something where I have, see this red color. I have given a citation of 7. So what is 7 actually indicates? AR low page and something I have given. But actually what is there? There is one particular website, jamris.org, which is highlighting this entire context. So there is a mismatch in the citations or references. Even if we do paraphrasing, we do everything, still it will show that this is not related to this one, right? Again here also, there is something is called with the number is 2. But what I have given for this one is 4. What is 4 means? Something, a reference is like this. No, but what is actually here? What was that? It is 2. So what is 2 here? 2 indicating some Qadar Rashid, a person work, and the Turnitin is reflecting to this person work. But what is my reference I have considered here is 4. 4 1 is what? Some Leech, Fang, Chen, Chang, something. So this is the reason where even if we do some anti-plagiarism related techniques, still our Turnitin will identify that these are comes under plagiarism only. So what we have to do is replace these references with these references. Rewrite the context and replace the citation which is previously something, and now you have to replace which is given by the Turnitin. I hope this point is clear, ma'am. So
Yes,
don't.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the references what we have taken. See, for example, I think Savani ma'am is there. Savani madam written one paper. In that paper, I have taken one paragraph, and I have kept the same citations or references which was kept by Savani madam. But when I go for any plagiarism check, the plagiarism Turnitin is identifies that this is a work done by Stravani, but it will not going to point out the references which was already there in the paper. So this is the actual scenario happening when we go for plagiarism. Because I have taken work from Shravani, but Shravani madam did some work by citing some other paper. So what I am doing is my work is related to Shravani, but my citations are related to the citations which was done by the madam. So there is a mismatch. So Turnitin will consider only the most recent publication, which is Savani Madam, and Turnitin will give a citation related to the work done by Savani Madam. But what actually I did in the paper is I have taken from Savani Madam, but my citations are connected to the Madam citations. I have given citation for the citations given by madam, but the content is taken from Shravani madam. So there is a mismatch with actual citations where it is supposed to be Shravani madam work, but I have given the citations for the something where that was done by Shravani madam. So this is what mismatch was happening. Because of that reason only we are unable to overcome this plagiarism issue. So you can use same Turnitin to identify the correct references. So Turnitin is not only for your plagiarism related, you can also use the Turnitin for identifying the correct references. I think now. Again, one more is there. You can see the internet, some publication, some internet and publication. So this is something, the categories of references or content, it is matching with the internet source or publication. If it is matching with internet, it will come under unintentional plagiarism, so there may not be so issue. There may not be any serious issue. But if it is matching with publication, we are not given proper citation, then this will become a issue. So when you are going to rewrite or paraphrase or whatever you want to do, no problem, you can do, but give priority to publications. Try to avoid content matching with publications. especially student papers, journal papers, publications, and all, and give priority as a last for the internet, because it's a public domain. No problem. Even if there is a issue, also we can give some our own explanation. But if it is a publication or journal paper work or any student paper work, which are exclusively protected under Creative Commons license, we need to follow. So there again some serious issues will be there if you are not properly given any explanation. So that is also one reason. So now go for the, I think you have sources here. Sorry, match group. I think in the latest one you can have this match group. Right. So this match group actually will help you when to cite, when to give quotations, or when to go for paraphrasing. So this you can see here, there are 6 not cited or quoted. There are 4 which are related, missing of quotations. Just if I replace quotations, those 8% will be removed. And there are no missing citations, and there are no cited or documented. Right. And each one you can observe here, it is internet content not cited or quoted. Now what you have to do is immediately you have to go for either citing the original source or give some proper double quotes so that it can be removed. So if you do this one, your 24% will become 0. And similarly the second one, which is not cited or quoted, it's a journal paper which is not cited, but you have taken some standard words, so there is a possibility for you to quote. So give enclose in a double quotes, you will be done. Then this is also this third one, and this is the case where you can see only missing quotations. There is something where you need to give only quotation, no need of any citation and all. Just replacing missing quotations, your 3% will become 0. So this is something where you need to give priority when to cite, when to quote. If something is there which is having both combinations, then go for considering the paraphrase. And remember, if it is on literature, directly you can go for paraphrasing. If it is on methodology and results section, please be careful. In the methodology and results section, there should not be any matching with journal publications. There should not be any matching with student papers, and there should not be anything related to paraphrasing. You should either to give citation properly and reduce using that quotes in the methodology section and results section also. Right. So this is something, the way to analyze this one. And apart from here, you have some filters. In that filters, you can have the options to consider. So exclude cited text, exclude some small matches also. So these are also possible, and based on your editorial publisher editorial policy, you can also consider. Right. So this is something that similarities report, databases, citations, quotations, and replacing with original references. Now this is something flowchart given by Turnitin. What are the major types of plagiarism? The Turnitin software is identified, and they have given some ranking type or the percentage of usage. So mostly, just I explained some issue with Ravani madam and my work, that is called secondary source. So properly not placing secondary source in a proper way, most of the Turnitin papers are like 6.9 out of 10 scale. And duplication of the same work is 6.3, and repetitive research, there is a lot of number is there, 7.1, and placing some invalid resources, invalid source with a 3.9, and paraphrasing, generally what we used to uh, practice regularly, it is technically called as paraphrasing. Technically it is an intellectual theft, and most of the papers submitted to Scopus, they are more majorly they are using paraphrasing, right? So each one you can have inaccurate citations, reusability, and falsification or fabrication. And similarly we have one more is there, replications, and submitting same paper for multiple journals, but the submission software will be same. That is a problem, we are unaware of that. So suppose in LC1 and Springer we have editorial manager. So we will register that and we will submit papers through editorial manager. Those papers, I mean that software is common for both Springer and LC1. So what will happen is the other side people may know that the same paper is submitted for some other journal also. So don't do that. So please be careful while submitting for your work to multiple papers. Next, misleading attributions. See, sometimes we used to give our own papers as references, our institutional papers as references, just for getting some citation count and all. But technically, we are, see, generally we are not fully aware that this reference is going to match with the work. So this is also one reason where there is a problem here. And unethical collaboration, and there is a complete plagiarism, means deploying the same paper as it is, submitting the same paper which was already published by some other person and just changing the names and title and again resubmitting to some other person. So these are the some cases where Turnitin categorized. So how much percentage people are submitting in different ways and I think this slide is visible, ma'am, the numbers and all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Yes, yes.
The
This is
fine print is not clear, but the
yes,
numbers are
yes.
quite well.
Yeah, just I will read out. This is actually how Turnitin will check plagiarism of our paper, ma'am. This is a
Okay,
flow
so that will be
diagram.
very helpful. If we
Uh,
understand how it works, he'll be able
yes,
to
yes. Right now, this is
overcome.
original work we will submit, and this is integrity check. The first level integrity check will be there. Mostly the local server, what you can say, local server. That local server will verify the integrity of source and authors, their affiliations, and based on once it is clear, it will enter into a global server or a main server. So where two activities will be performed. First activity will be submitted work is checked against a database of scholarly content including 96% of the top 10,000 cited journals. So more than 10,000 journals, a database will be there. Our paper is compared with that journals. So there is a 96%. Remember this number. I will explain why it is not giving 100%. There is a problem with the software. And right side also, it will compare 90 billion web pages, which is including student thesis, non-indexing or Google Scholar indexing papers, something like web pages, public domain, etc., etc. So putting all together, it is something like 300 billion papers are compared with our paperwork, and finally it will generate a report. In that report, it will more majorly it will clearly separate which are citable, which are quotation, which we can keep quotations, and which you can go for paraphrasing, and which where we need to take some serious action to avoid this plagiarism issue. So once this framework is cleared, we will go for resubmit. And once the editor receives this paper, he will submit or he will index the content into Scopus. I mean, turn it in. So whenever any new person will submit, automatically it will create a duplication and we will be giving some flags, red flags to the editor. Right. Now this is one more is there. So what is the algorithm behind this AI? Turnitin AI. What is the architecture? What kind of deep learning model it is using? What kind of protocol or procedure it is using? So everything is given in this document. So it is available in the Turnitin website also. This is right. So there is a one specialized deep learning model, AIW2. So this is used for evaluating the AI content. So this is something very common. So LLM models are there, it will verify. Right. Now actually I want to see, give you something where, this one. Remember. Right. So this is something where, see I said already, by 2020, I mean after 2022, Turnitin adopted this AI checking also. So there is something is there. There is a false positive rate for every document, which is approximately 20%. Even that meaning is, even if we give purely human generated content, the Turnitin will predict and will show that it is 20% AI generated content. I think you understand this point. So there is a problem with Turnitin software. That software has some false positive rate, which is going to affect the precision and recall. But Turnitin is not going to calculate directly the accuracy, but it will be calculated with respect to precision and sometimes related to recall also. So what these numbers indicates, even if there is no plagiarism, Turnitin will show that there is a 20% of AI generated content. And normal case in plagiarism also, if there is no plagiarism, but Turnitin will say that there is a 4% of false positive rate, so there is a some chances in the plagiarism. That means Turnitin is also not fully in a working condition. Not fully in a working condition, because it is not actually a plagiarism detection. No, it's not actually a plagiarism related one, but it is something uh, similarity score calculation comparing with our text data with stored text data, and there is a comparison mismatch around 4% for regular plagiarism and 20% for AI related content. Now this is the workflow how our AI related content is verified by Turnitin. So this is something that I would like to give. So the meaning is the Turnitin is also having some drawbacks in the processing. So even if there is no plagiarism also, it will give you 4% or 20% for AI generated content. So this is something document which is already available. So you can verify. So there are some statistics indicating the level of false positive rate. So they clearly mention that AI detection using Turnitin is not 100% accurate. It is giving some false prediction rate of 4 to 20% depending on the number of words and the type of content. Right. So this is what I would like to. This is actually original actual topic, how to avoid this plagiarism using AI tools. So this is also I have made, there is a 4% of false positive rate in the Turnitin. So Turnitin is not given not giving 100% AI content identification. So there is a problem with Turnitin. There are some tools for removing AI in plagiarism, and these are all, see, more than hundreds of tools are available, and all tools works on a principle of LLM models, right? And humanizer will work opposite to this LLM model. So we can use any tool for writing the content, and we can use some AI detection tool and humanization tools which will work on reverse to LLM model for removing the AI content. And very familiar one, very famous one, very convenient for all of us is ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is the actually father of all the models. Mostly any model, if you take any AI related tool, if you take that is created, built on a GPT model. Right? So we can use same GPT for creating the content, rewriting the content, and enhancing the language compatibility, and also we can use same GPT to avoid the plagiarism and to avoid this AI quotient also. So this is purely based on the prompting, how we will give input to the GPT. So if you give like they see the first one, prompt for checking originality and rephrasing. This is what you can do by giving a prompting command like this. Rephrase this text, so you can give one paragraph to ensure it is original and does not resemble the source too closely. If you give this kind of prompt, then followed by a paragraph, automatically GPT will rewrite in such a way that it cannot be detected under plagiarism, or it cannot be detected under AI related content under. So like this, you can use different prompts, different of styles to write, to detect, to avoid plagiarism related content. So this is so second one is for prompt for citing source and acknowledging the AI source, and third one is using AI for original content and combine. Suppose you want to have a paragraph where you could see both AI related content you want and human related content also you want. Then you can give a prompt in such a way that see, I need a paragraph where it could be AI related and human content. In that way, if you give that prompt, it will give you the content in that way. So the best way to avoid plagiarism and the best way to overcome this AI related issue in plagiarism. So ChatGPT is most applicable. But point is free version, we cannot have this much facilities. We need to have a paid version where you can have access to different cases. And this is Quillbot. These are the major functions we can work under Quillbot, and very famous tool for paraphrasing earlier. Now, because of the availability and the necessity, and Quillbot also come with some different versions, and Quillbot is also giving a plagiarism accuracy which is on par with Turnitin. And you can also go for grammar checking, you can translate, you can go for summarizer. And one advantage with Quillbot is it will create citations which are much better than ChatGPT or even Turnitin also. So in some context, Quillbot is the best one. So I will show that interface. This. So you could see this interface of Quillbot. It's a premium version. In free version, you can't have these facilities much more. So if you go for paraphrasing, Quillbot will give you some options like, so in what way you want to go for standard. So in free version, you can have only standard, but in this one, you can have fluency, you want to go for shorten, you want to go for some humanize, you want to have a context written in the flow like human written content or formal. Not only this, you have some academic writing. You are writing a research paper and you want to have a paragraph which resembling like academic point of view only, like simple, like creative, or if you want to expand. So 3 lines you want to expand for 4 lines, 6 lines, 7 lines, or something like. And this is the one which indicate the change of selection of words. So less changes, more changes, like this, right? And other languages also there. So it also supports grammar checking. So if you have Grammarly, preference will be given for only Grammarly, but you don't have any Grammarly, but go for Quillbot. So this Quillbot you can also use for AI related content. Suppose simply I'm just placing this one. So detect AI. So this is something indicating there is a 35% text is likely by AI, and AI generated is 24%, AI generated and AI modified is 11%, and human oriented is 0%, and remaining only human oriented is 65%. So this is also some of the useful tool to identify and remove AI content and plagiarism also. So this is plagiarism. So directly I would like to go for citation generator. So there you can give citation. Just give your any title or any author names or any ISBN numbers, whatever you have sufficient data, you can just give, and you can ask here to get original sources of citations. It will most prominently, most accurately, it is going to select and will give you this. So this is about Quillbot. and this is Grammarly. I'll recommend you can have one Grammarly account at least, because nowadays the publishers they are asking about the level of English standard. So you need to give some certificate. That certificate should have at least 90% above score, uh, stating that this is high standard English written document like this. So even for that kind of documents, you need a Grammarly account. Now in this case, you can see there is a 94% of overall score, but still there is some issues are there. So we need to modify. So this is commercial version of Grammarly. There you can also have checking for AI text and plagiarism. So it will give you some suggestions, rewriting and replacing the sentences, missing commas and etc. etc. Wherever there is a need to modify, it will give you. But still, you can use, Grammarly or Filbert. Most probably, if possible, both it is better to use for academic writing. Next, very famous one for removing the AI content is Stealth Writer. And apart from Stealth Writer, we have different GPTs also we can use. But the problem is some of them will allow for only 2 times, and some of them will allow for the number of words, and some of them will have some timing, like some 1 hour, 2 hour duration, and you can go for next 24 hours like this. So Stealth Writer is about to allow more than 5,000 words. Average your one paper you can use at a time, one time. So instead of the other thing, you can go with Stealth Writer. So where you can use, calculate, do something, and you can convert also. This is something Stealth Writer. You can interface will be like this. So you can paste the content and you can check for it. And you have one more option is you have different GPTs also there. Based on your level of interest, you can select these GPTs, and each one has given some description also. So suppose like for originality and all, you are better to use Ninja 3.2 or Ghost something. And for Turnitin or something, you can go for something 2.0 something. So for detection purpose, for rewriting purpose, for checking the AI standard, everything different models are there. So there you can use it. So now check for AI, there is a option. Now Quillbot given some 35%, but Stealth Writer given the same content 60%. So there is a small mismatch in the numbers, but depending on your requirement and depending upon the journal guidelines, you can prefer to use. Even if fully human written, the Turnitin will have some percentage as AI written, and you have a humanized here. Sorry, the limit is exceeded today. So just place the content, just click humanize, and your content will be reframed into anti-AI orientation. So your AI related content will be removed. And one more is there, Paperful. Paperful you can use for paraphrasing. Mostly for paraphrasing you can use Paperful. So which is effectively give you the citations, new citations or actual citations, which one you have to replace. So that is also one thing very useful. And apart from this, you can have number of other GPT, bypass GPT tools. Just in Google you can search bypass GPT. You will get number of hundreds of tools. So those tools will help you in detecting AI, rewriting the AI and converting into human oriented. So we have number of tools like this. So next one, related to this AI usage in research, there is one university which is exclusively working on different scenarios and how this AI usage will affecting the research community, what are the changes we can get, etc. That one second. Yeah, this is the Texas Tech University. This is Texas Tech University. So there they have a lot of tools, their plus, their minus, their merits and demerits, and some the for what purpose we can use. You can find every information, and if you still have anything to clarify, these two people are always available. Just you can drop a mail explaining your situation. They will give you some correct suggestion how to handle the situation. So there you can find tools related to AI detection. So AI detection in research, AI detection softwares, and some list of AI tools. So these are the list of AI tools. You can have number of AI tools, different for different purposes. Like even for grant writing also you can have some tools. These tools will help you in writing research grants and writing tools. And these are research and literature review tools. So like for every purpose there is a tool, and that information you can find in this, right? Even citing AI also, what are the possibilities or rules when to cite AI related content or not, in which format we have to cite, everything you can find here. And there is also one more the Chicago school, that the school also is maintaining same related content, so that you can get it, you can explore for more information. And the last one, just I would like to give a brief. Can we use AI tools or not? That's the only question which is in our mind. If we use, whether the publisher is going to accept or not. If not, what are the possibilities we have to overcome these issues? Like, so every publisher has given clear indication on how to use AI in research. So they have come up with some directions, and these are the some points that I'm highlighting. So don't keep any AI related uh, app or something, whatever it may, chat GPT, whatever it is, don't keep that one as a author. So AI cannot be listed as an author, and you have to give a mandatory disclosure on the usage of AI. You have to clearly explain in introduction section what are the AI tools we have used, in the literature what kind of AI tools and what purpose we have used, and do not use any AI generated images. You are not supposed to use any AI generated images, and you should be very responsible. If anything happen, you are only the responsible. Even the copyright also will not be applicable on these matters with respect to publishers, and you have to clearly disclose how, why, and which AI tools you are using and for what purposes. And finally, that AI assisted text must be original, properly cited, and free of plagiarism. So these are the some acceptable cases where you can use AI related content, like writing assistance. You can use AI, grammar checks, language editing, improving readability, and for data analysis also, like generating images or graphs, that kind of information you can use. For literature review also you can use. Even for code generation also you can use. But unacceptable cases is, don't write entire sections with using AI. This is very, very, very important. AI technically restricted for only introduction and literature. AI is not supposed to use under methodology, and very particularly in the result section. These two are very, very serious offense is going to happen if we use. Now fabricating data, images or references using AI. So AI, generally if you try, AI will give you one pattern of reference, but journal is expecting another pattern of reference. So one is on MLA, another one is on APA. So there again a mismatch. So that is all the problem. Of using AI to bypass originality. So don't use too much AI related tools to bypass for plagiarism, for paraphrasing, and try to avoid as possible as usage of this AI. So this is this one. Right, thank you. So here what I tried to cover, what is plagiarism, what are its types, what are the areas, when to say, when to use, when not to use, paraphrasing, uh, what is quotations, so etc. We have verified here, and what are the tools? I have given 3 or 4 tools only, but you can explore uh, the number of tools which are available, and there are some blogs or universities which are very helpful in giving some assistance in when we are going for writing any AI related content, and most probably understanding Turnitin software is very important. That software is only enough for us to avoid plagiarism. No need of any AI related tools also. So this is something that I failed to convey here. Uh, so it is. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prasanna, sir.
And
It was an excellent session, sir.
but
Actually,
I have taken half an hour. I mean 20 minutes extra. Ma'am, any queries? I mean anything so that I will try. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Sir, in Turnitin, when I am checking AI thing, we are getting star. Star means is it zero plagiarism or I mean zero AI detection or some amount of AI detection is there?
No, there you will find, madam.
Actually, in the message, it is mentioning like false predictions 20%. Then it will
Yes,
be giving it as star.
yeah, that's what I tried to explain, madam. That
Mm.
star indicates even if it is no plagiarism or no AI usage, Turnitin is
Mm.
assuming that there is a AI usage.
Exactly. So how can we make it or turn it into zero plagiarism, sir? Because when it is star, there is no mentioning of any, there is no highlighting of any data.
No, madam. Even for AI content also, still the percentage is not so mandatory. Even if just you need to disclose the usage. So and so area I have used this so and so tool for this purpose. Even if it is showing some AI content related also, no problem. Even the allowed limit is 25%.
Okay, okay, sir.
If you have 25%, as of now it is allowed up to 25% of AI content, still there is no problem. If it is 40, 50, 60 minutes, then it is a problem.
Okay, okay,
That
sir.
the meaning is not only in the literature, your entire document you are using that AI related content.
Okay.
Right. And one more I forgot to tell, ma'am, even references also is very important. Don't take any references from one paper. Use
Yes, yes, sir.
as minimum as references which are likely to match with Turnitin. Don't take something from previous papers and something like giving some credit under. So again there is a mismatch with reference, we will get a problem.
So content, whichever paper we are taking, that related content we need to cite.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. No, just I
Okay.
explained now, madam. I have
Yes, yes,
taken
yes,
your
yes.
paper and you written something from other paper, but I am
Mm.
giving citation to that other person, not you. Content
Okay.
is from you, but citations, I mean credit I am giving to the persons where you have taken actually.
Okay.
So there is a mismatch. That's the problem.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Most of the cases is this one only.
Okay. Okay, sir. Instead of citing the original content, if I cite someone else, then also it's a problem.
Problem, yes, madam.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So that you
Sir,
can do
we
with
have a
Quill.
doubt from another faculty. Keshav Kumar, sir, from H&M Department, GNETS. Sir, if an original research is in another language, for example, Tamil, and I convert it to English language as a research article and paraphrased it, does Turnitin recognize it as plagiarism?
No, madam.
Okay, sir.
No, because the original
Keshav.
Turnitin will check only the original source.
Okay,
Turnitin,
sir.
if it is in Tamil and you are also writing in Tamil, then it will say there is a plagiarism.
Okay, okay.
But it is stored in Tamil, you convert it to English and you are giving something like, then it will give you that there is no plagiarism.
Okay, okay.
But this
But
is
unfortunately,
particularly,
most of our research articles are, the sources are from English language only.
no, actually there was a rule in NEP that you have to write your research paper in local language. Please do not write in English. But we are not yet practiced actually.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But in Western countries there is a such rule that they have to write all UG and PG level, not PhD, UG and PG publication, thesis, project works. They have to write in their local languages only.
Yes, sir. Yes. Any doubts from anybody else? Sir, actually, right now, GNITS is planning to publish a lot of papers
Yeah.
in order to get NIRF ranking or to compete with other colleges. We are actually trying to publish a lot of papers. So, for all Scopus Web of Science SCI papers, we have laid some guidelines that AI will be 0 and plagiarism will be below 15%. So, most of our
Better,
faculty are
madam.
struggling. Yes, sir. So, they're
Better actually
struggling
you
with
are support,
this.
ma'am.
Yes, sir. Please tell me.
You can make plagiarism is 10 or less than 10, and AI you can go up to 20, 25 also.
Acha. Okay, sir. But according to what we have said, it is AI 0 and plagiarism below 15%.
Still
So,
it is okay, madam.
huh.
It is okay, madam.
But and faculty are struggling how to get these values, because somewhere or the other, some we are getting some AI content or plagiarism and all that. And so we thought who is the best person to guide us, and then it is Prasanna sir only. That is why we requested you for the session, sir.
Okay, madam.
Very
Well,
informative it
it
was.
takes time, madam. It takes time to understand the methods. Just in 1 hour, I went on my flow only.
Yeah, yeah.
But it
Yeah, yeah.
takes
They
time
have
to
to practice whatever you gave, whatever inputs you gave, like about Quillbot and PaperPal and Stealth Writer and all these.
Yes, yes,
But
right.
people have to practice using them, only then they will be able to avoid this plagiarism and AI. Do we have any other doubts from the participants? I
Yeah,
request
hello, sir.
all
Good
the
evening, sir.
participants to please
Yeah.
give their feedback. In the chat box, you will find the link for feedback. Please fill it up. No doubts? No more doubts?
Uh, uh, Sir, I have one doubt.
Yes, madam.
Hello.
Yes, madam.
Yeah. Sir, usually we are facing a problem with AI detecting using Turnitin. So initially, while we are checking for the AI content for the same paper, for example, if it is detected in the introduction first paragraph, so we converted non-AI to that content, and again if we recheck for the AI content, it is detecting the second paragraph as AI. So first time when we are detecting, it is not detected.
Yeah.
But second,
Yeah,
first
yes,
time,
yes, yes.
second
I understood.
paragraph is not detected. Yeah.
In first version, only one part is detected, second part is not detected, and you modified first one. Now the second one is highlighting.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and
But
then
is
there
there
is
any solution? Oh, yeah.
no, no, no. Actually, first paragraph, then we will generally press enter and we will start second paragraph.
Yes, sir.
That pressing enter will cut down the flow actually, madam.
Even if the paragraphs are separated by enter only, sir.
Hmm.
But turn it in our
Turnitin
software.
will identify first one and it will stop. It won't go for second
Yeah.
paragraph. Now
Yeah.
what you did is you modified first paragraph and Turnitin has nothing to do with that one. Then it will go for second one. This is
Yeah.
generally the problem that I said na, false prediction rate and
Yeah.
all. There is a mismatch.
Yeah.
Even
So
the
better. Yeah. So
on
better if we are if you are permit, you are saying that 25% is permittable, na, sir.
20% generally,
Yeah,
but beyond
20,
also
yeah,
you can go.
20%. Yeah, but if we are having these kind of problems, so better it may be less than 10% only. So as we checked
Madam,
multiple times using,
no,
yeah,
that's depending on the journal which you have submitting, madam. So in Springer there is one policy, for Elsevier there is one policy. So whatever you do, it should align with the publisher policy. It's not like our own.
it is not common for all the public
No, it's not
publishers.
common. Not common.
But if we are in safe side, means better it is in less than 10% only, na, sir.
No, madam. Yeah, madam. Madam,
Yeah.
actually, general, I mean, based on my experience, the first time they check for any plagiarism, they will mostly verify what content of percentage is available in methodology results and all.
Yeah.
That is their major area.
Yeah,
Then
sir. They are
they
doing
will
in
go for
introduction and literature only.
introduction and literature. That's negligible only. Even the reviewer will suggest to rewrite in such a way that then so on. So they will give some suggestions for rewriting. Reducing this content, the content is looks so vast, reduced to a few lines like. So you are getting such kind of messages means there is a problem with your literature and introduction, and there is no problem with methodology and results. So they will want
Okay.
only methodology and results only.
Okay, sir.
And nowadays, just to reject your paper, they will simply use the word plagiarism.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Any other doubts? Anybody has any questions?
Ma'am, Swapna ma'am, I would like to ask one question.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, Prasanna sir, I'm Sushma speaking.
Yes, madam.
Sir, actually, when it comes to English language and literature papers, when we are using the direct words given by the critics, like in quotation, and
Okay.
we are acknowledging the source as well, we are citing the source, still it is showing plagiarism.
Yes,
And
madam.
then,
Yes, madam.
yeah,
Understood, madam. There you are missing the quotes actually.
no, sir, we are putting the quotes as well as mentioning the source.
Still you are getting, madam, that problem.
Yes, sir. So what we have done is for the papers that we submitted recently, um, we had removed all the quotations and we paraphrased it. And the beauty of the original paper is lost because for English language and literature
Yes, yes.
papers,
Now
the
just to
quotation,
yes,
yeah,
madam. To maintain that originality, even they introduced quotations only. So if still after giving quotation, it is giving some plagiarism related means
hmm,
there is a problem in settings with the Turnitin. Just check your Turnitin settings, whether it is
okay.
enable or disable something. Right. So
And
you
sir,
can.
you have mentioned one box wherein exclude the quotations or something
Yes,
like
yes,
that
madam.
inside it.
Now in
So
your
we
case
have to,
also,
yeah.
it is actually disabled.
Mm,
Where if you go for enable,
mm,
wherever you find some quoted text, automatically it will remove.
Okay. Yes, sir. So, and that too, we have to check whether we have taken the source from CC paper or not, the copyright
That's
CC.
very important, madam.
Important. Yeah. Yes.
That is actually reason for retractions.
Okay.
Fine, Captain.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir. So we can always check that box, enable that, and then we can.
Hardly we will have a reference of 20-30 papers only.
Yes, sir.
First time open it, check for that license category. If we are satisfying with the condition, include those references only. Which are protected means no need to include, just skip it.
Okay.
If it
Yes,
is
sir.
still mandatorily required that particular paper and reference means, just drop a mail to that so and so author and asking some permissions to include.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, there is another question from Keshav Kumar, sir, H&M department.
Yes.
If I'm using research paper on quantum computing, I'm using quantum word more number of times. Turnitin is showing more plagiarism for quantum word. I cannot replace that word.
Yes, madam. So one option is you can include in the double quotes.
Quantum, sir.
Quantum.
The word quantum.
Now the word quantum in double quotes, or at the end of generating final your Turnitin report, there is one option to exclude some number of word sequences. Suppose if I said that word sequence number is 3 or 4, any combination with 3 or 4 words which is repeating for number of times will be automatically removed.
But that we will set, no, sir. We don't know what the external, the publisher is setting.
No. Even the publisher also will do. See, we know some awareness. They already know everything, na madam. So they know that this quantum is a very repeated word. Even if we keep double quotes, they will understand that this is repeating in the plagiarism. So we kept double quotes.
Okay. They'll take care of that.
Even if it is appearing in the number of times in the document in the plagiarism report also, still he will assume that it is a very standard keyword. There is no alternative for this one. So they can see, madam. They won't search these kind of things, madam.
Sir.
Only single word or two words. If it is in plagiarism also, they won't do. They won't search. They won't.
Okay. It's the actual continuous tense that they.
If it is a lengthy sentence with more than 6 words, 8 words, or 10 words, and there is no proper citation, then they will consider and they will guide you to rewrite. Because of these reasons, they won't drop our paper. Mostly they will see novelty, innovation, and methodology, what kind of output it is giving, whether it is socially, academically feasible. These are the things they have in their evaluation, madam.
Okay.
They won't. They will see only language, quality, and standard, and they won't see these kind of small words, repeating words, and all.
Okay, sir. I hope Keshav Kumar sir got his answer.
Yes, madam.
And I believe the question answer session is done. Everybody is clear with the topic. What we need to do now is practice more. Sir, there is one more question, one last question. How can publication rights for reusage of images from publishers be obtained if the submission must be done for STM-based journals?
Madam, even the nowadays the policy is the images whatever we are giving, they will come under some copyright type protection. Right? If that is the case, just observe that Creative Commons license ordering. If there is SCI is enabled. So sharing of that content is with some permission if it is enabled like this. So then we need to get some prior permission from concerned publisher or author.
Okay. How do we take permission from them,
Just
sir?
so and so work I am doing, and in that I need your figure or image, which is exclusively required for me.
And we put them in the acknowledgements, sir.
We need to, madam. We need to specify.
Yes, sir. This is a doubt from a student. third year EC student.
That's what, madam. Based on CC numbers only, the publisher, whoever it is, they will analyze the content.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Ritvika, I hope you got your answer. Okay, sir.
So these are all unintentional plagiarism, madam. So there is no such serious problem will be there. But
Yes.
if you are not given any citations, if you are not taken any prior permissions, and something like you are claiming like you are own something, then there is a problem.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, sir. Thanks a lot for the session, sir.
Okay.
Very, very enriching, useful, informative.
Sita madam unnara madam?
Sita madam actually hometown lo unnar, sir. She wanted to, but she could not attend the session today.
Yes. That madam was not there.
Yes, sir.
That too my screen was locked. Mere మరి ఏమైనా permissions ఏమైనా పెట్టారా? Lock చేసేసారు.
అచ్చా
I couldn't see
లేదు
the